Hi, this is James from Insomniac Games, and we are playing Chaos Squad in Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive is an Xbox One exclusive coming out on October 28th. Chaos Squad is our 8-player cooperative multiplayer mode. And the way it works in the game is you'll be able to, while you're playing the single-player campaign, go to a photo booth and jump into a photo booth with your single-player character and be instantly transported into Chaos Squad. You'll vote on a bunch of missions in the open world with your friends, and the climax of this is a night defense. And what we're showing here and what you're seeing right now is a night defense mission where enemies are attacking one of your mini bases in the city trying to get to your vats of overcharge. So right now, you're seeing the character with the record player gun. He's traversing. On the upper right is a style meter, and as you do cool things in the game, kill people, traverse, switch weapons, you will increase that style meter. So when you saw him do that roll and he had that ball of energy, that's something because he had hit style level 1. And you can see its hyper agility is a gigantic part of Sunset Overdrive. You can grind, you can hang, you can wall run, you can vault, you can bounce, you can jump. He vaults over that sign, grinds again, grinds some more, fires at that OD, gets a weapon swap chain, gets a traversal chain kill. He's up to style level 2 now. There's tons of different abilities that you can customize to your character. We call those amps. So things that allow you to like spawn tornadoes with your melee attacks, or have an energy ball, or blast an energy wave out when you do a ground pound, or even set off a nuclear explosion with your weapon like you saw on the E3 demo on the stage at Microsoft's press briefing this year. So now we're using a weapon called the One-Handed Dragon. This is sort of a delayed explosion firework weapon. You fire this firework out and then it explodes with sort of, you know, the green dragons, and they catch enemies on fire. So it's really useful against the OD type of enemies. There's 3 different enemy factions in the game. You have the OD, which are the folks that drank Overcharged Delirium XT. You have Scabs, which are humans who are preying on other humans in the Awesome Apocalypse, and you have Physco Security Forces, which are robotic and aren't quite as exposed to fire. So here, one of the things we have are traps. This is something that you'll see in the defense portions of the game. In this demo specifically, each player is given 1 trap to place. In the full game, you'll have a budget of points you can spend. Different traps will cost different amounts, and you can place different traps at different locations. So it looks like we have a firework trap here, firework turret, and that's placed in front of one of our barricades. And the place traps round is going to end, and we're about to get some more. So that first wave is pretty easy, just standard OD. This wave is going to have some standard OD, but we're also going to get some blowers. These were guys who were using leaf blowers and kind of mutated around and now have shoot pus out of their leaf blowers. And we might get some poppers too, which are OD on the verge of just exploding and can cause some damage. So it looks like we're using the freeze gun here, and the freeze gun allows us to freeze enemies, and you see that burr effect. Most of our weapons in the game, and even some other things, have fourth wall breaking effects. So kind of, if you like Scott Pilgrim, which we love that movie, love the comic, you see a lot of that kind of stuff, and we really embraced that with the game. Another weapon is the TN Teddy launcher, and when you use that and kill enough enemies with the TN Teddy launcher, it will show. You'll see a little smoky teddy head. And you might have caught a glimpse of it there. You'll see, like, you know, a lot of games have invisible walls, and that's annoying. But in this game, the invisible walls are powered by the corporation controlling the city and that have quarantined the city. So we've explained invisible walls as a technology element and broken the 4th wall, which was not invisible, with it. You saw he's going to shoot this guy. You see a pop, orange blood overcharge pop effect. So tons of stuff like that where you see, like, words. We're big 60s Batman fans. Kapow, pow, bam. I'm Adam West. So it looks like we finished it. Now we're going to see the ultimate wave. So now we're going to get, not only are we going to get herker, or blowers and OD and poppers, we're going to get some herkers too. And these are like the big construction workers who grew around their crane arm. And there's one right there, right in front of him. And so these guys are super agile. They're going to break through the barricades pretty quickly. If you saw our single-player demo at the stage briefing. They can jump up on top of buildings. They also can throw stuff at you, like throw big rocks. So they're fairly lethal. We've got a good player here, though, who knows what he's doing and is making quick work. And now they're attacking from the other side of the base. It's back to the one end. This is a pyro geyser trap, so as it sounds, pyro geyser of flames. And you see it's kind of cool, the carnival sort of theming on it. You got those old carnival lights. They're red when it's not ready, and they turn green when it's ready to jump on. It sort of spins. It's got that. There's a blade trap you can kind of see there in the middle, which is sort of a spinning blade. Things that run past it here, and it takes out enemies as they go by. Another one of the traps you'll see in this demo is a vault pad, which launches enemies up in the air. And all these traps were in the CG portion of our stage demo, and that trailer is really terrific. I hope you've checked it out. So the vats are under attack. They've broken through the barricades in one place, and they can get to the overcharge vats. You see the meter in the lower left. Now this demo is pretty easy because we knew people hadn't. Usually you would have been pretty into the game. You've learned all the moves. You learned how to traverse. This player obviously knows what they're doing, but we toned it down a little bit. This can get really, really difficult and fun, though, for a group of players, and want to make sure it's super challenging for 8 players. And it looks like this Herker. Oh, the Herk, yeah. And one thing, the Herkers, you know, can, like, even if you leave them outside the barricade, or you have a barricade and you think you're okay, they'll pick up other OD and throw them over barricades. So your barricade might be safe, but they can still throw OD over and can start damaging your overcharge vats. Even though you think you've still got barricades up, the Herkers can cause a lot of problems for your team. So they got about 2.5 minutes left to defend here in this E3 demo. And they're in pretty good shape. Only a little bit of damage to the vats. You can see just the hyper agility overall. Like, you want to stay moving. The best players in Sunset Overdrive are going to stay off the ground. Especially in the single player game. If you are on the ground, you will die quickly. That's by design. Now, the way rewards work when you're playing a full match of Chaos Squad, when you're voting on missions, there's missions that are more difficult and less difficult. The less difficult ones usually give your team a boost, so your traps will do more damage, you have more health, you'll get more weapon damage. The other missions will offer more difficulty, which we're calling Chaos. The mode's called Chaos Squad. And if you select more Chaos, the game will get harder, and the night defense will be harder. But the rewards will be much greater. So it's kind of a risk-reward mechanic for your team. Do you want to go for the best rewards, but have a chance of failing and not getting anything? Or do you take the team boost and take minor rewards and make it easier on yourself? There's some great rewards, weapons, customizations, including like rare variants. So, you know, when you're playing through Chaos Squad, you'll get new stuff, and then if you decide, you can keep playing another round, or you can drop back. And when you drop back, you'll go right back into your single-player game where you left off, except with all your new gear that you've acquired in Chaos Squad. And, you know, a lot of people ask, you know, can I play? You're obviously seeing a female character here. You can play male or female. We have 3 different body types for each. Every item in the game, every clothing item is gender neutral, so you can wear whatever you want, no matter who you are, be who you want to be. I think it's a really cool feature, and
hello and welcome to
there's a lot of people say like, oh, you know, you get special abilities from the clothing. No, we don't want you to have to equip a certain set of clothing because it makes your character the best. We don't want you having to min-max certain like clothing. We want you just to appear how you want to appear and look cool, and that was a very early design decision for us. So it looks like things are really getting chaotic here. Tons of enemies, Herkers everywhere. This is the final blast here. Look at all this stuff going on. You see those lightning bolts and clouds in the sky? That's actually an amp because he's at skill level 3 right now. It's called Chance of Thunder. And it spawns random thunder clouds over your enemies, which is pretty useful, actually.
At the start, you and your
and they've got about 7 seconds left, and it looks like they're going to pull this one off.
Conquer it, and 2 new ones crop up.
So that's Chaos Squad at the 8-player co-op mode in Sunset Overdrive. And this is our E3 demo from E3 2014. Game comes out this October from Insomniac Games exclusively on Xbox One.